Just a white coat. This happened many years ago, and it's safe to relate now, and nobody's gonna get fired. I'll keep the backstory as brief as possible. I've just finished a university and moved back to my hometown and thinking about next career move, but I'm already moving towards IT. I have an older friend who is a senior lecturer in a biology discipline at the main university in the city, but does his required research in one of the big hospitals nearby. He asked me if I could write some software for him and his department. No budget, so no pay, but no big deal as it's good for my resume. Pre-PC days, and there was only one Apple IIe available in his research lab in the hospital for me to use, so overnights when nobody else was around was normal, and I enjoyed it anyways. Now my friend, let's call him Dr. T, needed to be there to let me in to supervise and discuss what he needed. Long days for him, but it wasn't full-time, so no hardship. At the time, he was going through a very bad time with his wife and spent as little time in the house as he could, so weekends he would mostly go to the lab and even sleeping there sometimes, and I fell into this pattern. The lab is at the top floor of the hospital, and we both smoked, so for a break we'd go to the A&E, also known as the ER, which was the quickest route, and go outside. We're both wearing white lab coats, and Dr. T has his badge too, although I don't require one. Smoke break is over, and we're walking back, and a nurse grabs Dr. T by the arm and whispers into his ear. He says to me, "Go on up and I'll catch up in a bit," which he does. Anyways, this gets forgotten about, and we continue our nights developing software for a few weeks. One night, I go for a smoke on my own. A Saturday, maybe the busiest night in the emergency room. And as I walk back in, a nurse steps in front of me and says, "Doctor, we're overwhelmed. Can you step up and help us out?" I'm like, "What? I'm not a doctor."
"Yes, you are. We've seen you with Dr. T in here for weeks, and he helps out."
"He's not a medical doctor."
"Of course he is. Why would he treat patients if he's not medically trained?"
"I have no idea. Maybe you should ask him." "But," she's looking at my white lab coat, "it's compulsory working in a research lab, lots of very nasty chemicals and biologicals, and why a white coat would provide protection, I have no idea, but there you go." And off she goes, doing the clicky heels thing. When I asked Dr. T what that was about, it turns out a nurse had asked him the same thing a couple of years previously, so he just helped out. She assumed that a name badge with doctor in front of the name in a hospital meant medical. Nothing serious, of course, he just cleaning out cuts and so on. Weekend ER is busy with trivial injuries.
Wow, an Apple IIe.
Yet another situation where if you're wearing something similar to everybody else, you must obviously work there. But this time, it's a little different. This time it's just a white jacket. Now, he does bring up a good point. I'm not exactly sure what the white lab coat actually protects you from. And if anyone has any idea, please tell me, because I'm curious. I want to know. I mean, obviously it stops chemicals and whatnot from getting on your shirt and whatnot, but other than that, well, what is the true meaning of the white jacket?
The world may never know.
The restaurant, the Karen, and the spatula.
So this happened 2 days ago during my lunch break. While the Karen screeching was not directed at me, I was able to observe it all go down firsthand. Alright, now some backstory. I have been going to the same restaurant for lunch for the past 2 months. It's a small place, but the food is amazing and the prices are low. As any regular, I eventually got pretty friendly with the staff and their waiters. And I tip well and always try to be smiling and nice. They deserve it. As such, I know everyone who works there and the manager's girlfriend. She comes in from time to time to have lunch around the same time I do, and we get to greet each other with a nod and a smile. That's all the backstory you need. Now let's go to the show. As usual, I arrive around 1 p.m. to see Karen walking just slightly behind me with her kid. I open the door to the restaurant and hold it so they can pass. I'll let you guess if she said thank you or not. We go in and the restaurant is packed. There are only 3 open tables, so Karen and her kid take one and I take the other. Literally a minute later, the manager's girlfriend, GF from now on, walks in. She goes up to the bar and talks with her boyfriend briefly. And due to the chaos, both of the waiters are overwhelmed and the girlfriend helps one of them carry out a set of trays to a table. She's cool like that and then sits down at the last remaining table. Now, admittedly, service was kind of slow, but due to the sheer amount of people, it was understandable. Well, understandable for me, not Karen. At some point, she scoffs and bolts up walking to GF's table. "Excuse me, can we order?"
"I'm sorry, what?"
"Can we order? We have been waiting for 10 minutes.
"You'll have to ask the waiter. I don't work here."
Of course you do. I saw you carry trays. Well, that's just to help. And now you're taking a break. You just came in. How can you be so lazy? Seriously, ma'am, I don't work here. Bullshit! I saw you! You have to take my order!
Now, at this point, a waiter manages to get to them. Meanwhile, I can see her daughter literally trying to unsubscribe from existence. Favorite words of the day. Ma'am, is there a problem here?
This lazy bitch won't take my order.
She doesn't work here. I
saw her working. I want to talk to your manager. She can't behave like that.
The waiter just shrugs and asks the manager to come. Ma'am, what's going on?
She refuses to serve me. You have to discipline her right now.
And I'll be sure to spank her with the hardest spatula we have later. But at this moment, she don't work here and we can't help you. The waiter here will be happy to take your order. Now, the Karen's just sitting there, mouth gaping, as she was just struck by lightning with Seuss himself. The restaurant is quiet, and the girlfriend is blushing a bit, but smiling, and I am doing my best not to laugh out loud and fall. You can hear muffled chuckles around the other tables. After about 20 seconds, the Karen huffs and drags her poor kid out of the restaurant. I tipped a lot that day.
Well, now I guess that just ain't gonna be the early bird special that person was expecting now, was it?
This was a great response from the owner. 10 out of 10 for creativity. 11 out of 10 for embarrassing your girlfriend.
You work for the government, right?
I work for an HR team at a hospital in a major city. One day I get an email out of the blue from someone asking me if she can send me a dick note. I have a momentary giggle and then email back to ask if she can give me her employee ID because I can't find her name in our system. 5 minutes later I get a call.
I sent you my sick note.
You did, yes. However, I can't find your name on our employee list. Would you be able to confirm your employee ID, please?
I don't work for you. That's the point.
Then why are you calling the HR team?
Because I have benefits assessment with the Department of Work and Pensions in a completely different city several hours away tomorrow. But I can't make it because I'm sick.
Then you would need to get in touch with the assessment center.
Nobody's answering.
I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm afraid I can't help you. This is the hospital, not the DWP.
But you work for the government, right?
Yes?
So you have to help me. You have to tell them.
I'm sorry, this is not the DWP, and I have no way to contact them.
You effing B! Put me through to them right now!
I'm afraid I can't help you. You'll need to keep trying their number. She continued screaming at me until I put the phone down and then spammed my email account until I blocked her. Because I'm the government, and they're the government, so why wouldn't I do as she said? Now, the logic behind this is amazing, because clearly if you call one branch of the government, they have 100% contact with another branch of the government. You also think if you work for said branch of government, you probably should know to call them, not someone else. So those are all the stories today. I would have to say my favorite out of all of them was the restaurant, the spatula, and the Karen, mainly due to the creativity and the quick wit of the restaurant owner. Karens, be advised. Little mom and pop shops don't really give a crap about your problems. I want to know which one's your favorite story. Please tell me in the comment section below. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell icon, and hit that like button because we need people looking at these. We need people to watch these. I thank you guys very much for watching. You guys have been great. You guys have been fantastic. And as usual, as always, my friends, stay frosty and keep moving forward.